The United Nations agency supporting Palestinian refugees estimates that 1 million people in Gaza have been displaced since last week. Aid groups warned today that there are only 24 hours worth of water, electricity, and fuel left in Gaza before a, quote, real catastrophe sets in. It's reported that more than 2,000 Palestinians have been killed, including more than 600 children. While this is happening, an Ottawa woman and her family have been watching the burial of her loved ones in Gaza from afar. And we have some of this video footage, and I'd like to warn you it contains images you may find disturbing. This woman, our next guest, has lost dozens of her family members in the past few days, and her family's been watching the burials through live streams on social media. Hala Alshaer joins me now in studio. Hala, thanks for coming in.
No, thank you for having me.
We've all seen the top-level numbers and seen the images of the destruction in Gaza, but this has taken a very personal toll for you and your family.
Yeah.
What do you want people to know about that impact?
I want people to understand that Palestinians are human beings, just like everybody else. I think there was a lot of circulation on the media referring to us as human animals, but that's not really the case. These are people. These are our family. On Friday, I did an interview where I had lost 10 of my relatives. Today, I'm coming on CBC with that number increasing to 35 from both sides between my mom and my dad. It's been really emotional. I think the Palestinian community in Ottawa is feeling very heavy-hearted, a lot of guilt, feeling ashamed for not being able to do more than what we're able to do here, going to protest, vocalizing our anger, vocalizing our sadness. I don't even know what to say. It's really, really heavy on our community.
35 family members?
Yeah.
Since the bombardment started roughly a week ago?
Yeah, 35. 10 of them we know are children. In my last interview, I referenced Yahya. Today, I really want to talk about Talien. She was 2 years old, very, very beautiful little girl that we had to bury. Our family has been watching the burials live. We are watching the news to figure out who the family members that we lost are. Yesterday, there was a hit on one of my dad's, a family from my dad's side, and the amount of text messages I got from my friends saying, "Is your family okay? We heard your last name on TV. Is your family okay? Is it your uncle? Who is it? Who is it?" And we're all just watching Al Jazeera Live going like, okay, we're looking for bodies. We're looking for something to identify. Like, who is it? We don't know. We're really struggling. The Palestinian community is really struggling with this.
You've provided us some pictures of the family members.
Yeah.
There's 8. That's 25%. The little girl you mentioned, 2 years old. How did she die? Do you know?
They were given no warning. They were given no text message, no phone call, no nothing. An airstrike. The whole building fell on top of their head. We're watching videos of children being pulled out of the rubble, out of the everything that's falling on top of them. We're watching videos of parents burying their babies. As a woman, I can't even imagine how hard that must be on mothers. I'm at a loss of words. Where's the international community? Where are they?
You say you've watched the burials live. This is on Instagram. You have family members who are streaming things on Instagram. How are you seeing this? You've sent us some video that we're going to show. How are you able to see this?
It's not fair that they're living it and we get to close our phones. I think the guilt is really heavy. And when I open my phone, all day I wake up at 2 a.m., I'm checking my phone. Is there any news from anyone back home? And we want to know, we want to make sure everybody's okay. But when you're looking at the death toll get higher and higher every single day, and you feel like there's nothing that you can do, I don't know what to say.
35 family members dead as we speak. How many more family do you have in Gaza? Have they been able to get to the south? Have they been able to get to the area that is supposedly safe?
So nothing in Gaza is safe right now. Gaza on the media, you know it's an open-air prison. There is no such thing as safe in Gaza. It's a target. It has a big target on it. They are trying to ethnically cleanse the land. So right now, what's happening is, so I actually am born in Gaza. I was born in Rafah, so in southern Gaza. My dad's family is there. We had a lot of people in Khan Yunis. My uncle, he was in Gaza City. They asked everybody to leave. Then the media knows that that was a trap. People were being killed on the road as they were leaving. So there's no such thing as safe, even in the south. There's no such thing as safe. My uncle has been, my dad's youngest brother actually called him a few days ago, and he was basically saying that he wants to say goodbye. He's like, we might not make it out this time. Yeah, and we have to share to the world why we deserve to live. We have to ask the world to stand with us and to support us and to pray for Palestine. And the world is just watching a genocide happen, and there's nothing that we can do. Everybody's just turning a blind eye to it.
There are calls and attempted negotiations for a humanitarian corridor, but it's been a struggle. Right?
I think it's too late for that. I think when our elected officials, I saw the tweet by Justin Trudeau, I think that should have been something that was said days ago. When you're looking at a death toll of over 8,000 people, I think that was the most recent that I've seen, or at least 8,000 injured. Yeah. When you're looking at very high death tolls, I think that's like 8,000 lives too late. People are living with wounds that might last them a lifetime. This isn't something that should have happened since day one. I can't, no matter what the justification, everybody says this is a war with Gaza. This is a war on Gaza, in my opinion, and this isn't a war with a specific entity. This is a war on the civilians of Gaza, because they have been paying the cost with their lives, with their mental health, with the trauma that they're going to be enduring, with their hospitals, with their schools, with everything.
Yeah, I think I'm not correcting the record to undermine your point. I think the death toll is somewhere around 3,000 inside Gaza, but with more than 10,000 wounded. And that is in no way undermining the point you are making there. Those are still catastrophically high numbers when you consider the amount of children and the civilian population there. But you have a lot of families still there. And I don't know if any of them are Canadian citizens or have citizenship for another country, where these talks to maybe open the Rafah gate to get foreign nationals out, if they can get out through there. I mean, what is your sense of what's in store for your family that's still there?
We don't know. So this weekend, me and my parents, a lot of Palestinian families in Ottawa, have just been consistently attending not funerals, but in Arabic we call it Aza, where we go and give our condolences to the families of those who lost loved ones. So we have gone to this weekend. My family wants to host one, but in our head we're just like, we don't even know what's going to happen. Do we just hold off, or are we supposed to have one every week? We don't know. In regards to having foreign citizenship, my uncle is still stuck there. He's a Canadian Palestinian. Today they said that they were supposed to open the Rafah border. They said that they're going to have a 5-hour ceasefire, which didn't happen, and he's still there. So we have a family group chat with his kids, and we've been asking them for updates and everything, and there's still no news.
This has consumed your life. I mean, it's overwhelming.
It's every single second of our life, and we are here in the comfort of our own homes, behind screens watching this. So I feel guilty even saying that this has been heavy on us, because I can't even imagine what it's been on them.
Hala, I don't know what to say, except I'm very sorry, and thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you guys also hearing our side of the story. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we spoke with Hala again since our interview earlier today, and she says the number of family members she has lost is actually higher than 35. It's 45 people from her family who have been killed.